you know, they don't have you free associate for nothing in, you know, psychiatric wards. It's all in there. And once you just attune to your own station, it's all there.
When do you feel like you found your station?
I don't know. I'm finding it.
You're still
That's an easy
dialing.
answer. Yeah, I'm still dialing, that's for sure. All right, so this is theatrics, poetry, plays. I was inspired to move beyond the 70s confessional single-voiced poem and wanted to think about ways to increase the range of voice. And that experience was a result of writing librettos and thinking about dialogue for novels and movies and so forth. But what I came to understand was the usefulness of the kind of backstage activity of punctuation and using things like brackets and parentheses and italics in ways that could suggest different voices on the page. Well, it's great to drag other thinkers and poets into your work because they're not dead proper nouns. I learned that a little bit by looking at Paul Muldoon's rhyming schemes, because he would always come up with some kind of amazing proper noun that then set the tone with historically as well as possibly personally. Well, yeah, it's a tick. What you're saying is a tick. No, well, that's another, you know, the interplay between words are not always connotational. They have similar roots sometimes dissimilar roots, and that makes it even more interesting. And the sounds propel you into that kind of corner where you can box with them, and it can suddenly lead you to a new piece of the poem that you didn't know was there, which is something that, working with rhyme, for example, end rhyme, but you know, you can do that all kinds of places. Well, in my novels, I don't think character and plot are very important, which, you know, says a lot. I don't want my novels to become films. I would be happy if they became films, but the idea of writing one in that direction, you should just write screenplays. And so I have been told to do more world building. I have a book that's coming out about two harpies, and I actually did have to do quite a bit of world building for them, which I found hard. To me, character is encapsulated in gesture and dialogue and the words that they select to speak. It's not in your driver's license. And character is unpredictable. If it's to be convincing, it's contradictory. So that kind of throws out the window the idea that you list 12 characteristics, because if someone only buys white shoes, then the only thing you want to talk about is the fact that they're wearing pink ones. Well, it's kind of on whim at the beginning, because you're just kind of feeling your way through what the sounds and the words and the connotations are leading you. And it's usually there's a rearranging that goes on constantly. There isn't one way to do it. I think that poets really forfeit a lot by keeping to quatrains or the sonnet form, or just, you know, triplets or something, because the page itself is a canvas that can so readily reflect many other levels of resonance. And so you have all that at your fingertips. You can just give it a try and see what it does to put that word way over there and to the rest of the poem. It's exciting. But I always felt that you needed to be able to write a sonnet or a sestina or triplets. You have to have all the tools, and then so that you're ready for whatever it is that splashes down on your page. All right. I will read to you the second poem, A Tripod. A tripod provides stability against downward and horizontal forces. With the good old Shakespeare quote, "By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes." Shakespeare, Macbeth. A tripod, bracket of women, end bracket, stirs. Should we sell the beach? Will the shelf fall? When do I pull the plug? While the wrens of disaster flutter above the methane cloud, bracket, the best for heat trapping, end bracket, or CO2 or blank. And the stage revolves its nothingness, belching blanks in brackets. They stir the pot. They lift up their skirts, brackets, the smell. I predict, say all of them. The play begins, the ocean rises, every drop a sop, or is it vice versa? Pendulous liquid poised to ferry us down the drain. The willow, bracket, weeping, end bracket, breaks the well's walls. The hyacinth chokes the river, the ocean beats time. Three women dance to what they hear. We're right. Toes hitting ether, chance but a chain of electrons vibrating, brackets, almost endlessly, end brackets. Only error, shedding life. Three fates, bracket, so few. Weird, in quotes, means fate, in quotes, brackets. Celerity mother, brackets. Lunacy daughter, brackets. Dark crone. The lot of mortals, italicized, wouldn't you like to know? Well, I've always liked the Three Witches, and I always felt they had much more to say than just a wee bit of prognostication. And it seems in these days that with the climate falling apart, that they would know our fate in some larger way. This is Treason. It was published by Zoo Press, which went out of business shortly after it being published, so not very many people have seen it. It's a long time ago. It was republished last year as an ebook by Camelback Books. And this is probably my best poem. So I wrote this poem called Bridge, Mother as a result of, I think, a 20-point exercise. And it took about 10 years to write, and there's 12 lines. So you'll see that there is some kind of formal qualities to it, but they sort of burnt off eventually. Bridge, Mother. Mother burns on the other side of the bridge. Mother burns the bridge and is safe on the other side. Mother is not on the bridge when it burns. When Mother says burn, the bridge burns. We can't get to the other side. The bridge is burning. Mother is the bridge that we burn. She's how we get to the other side. We can't burn the bridge without her. Mother burns, and we burn, bridge or no bridge. She is the other side. Nothing burns the bridge, and then it burns. It was a series of logic questions, and so one had to contradict oneself in some lines. And I guess I just managed to simplify the exercise enough that I could pour in the emotional content. And that's the usual case of an exercise, that it has to be adjusted to fit. Most of the time, things lie limply on the page when they're so simple. And so it was a gift to have that ability to take single statements and stack them so that they mounted up.